is DD. From the DDS Studios, we are your hosts, Blake Melton and Bradley Newberry. And from the man cave, it is the one, the only Matthew Two-Tone Blue Parker. Parker, what's going on, dog?
Man, I'm enjoying this March Madness, baby. Let's go.
Oh, bets abound. Bets abound.
Absolutely, guys. Really appreciate you joining us for another wonderful episode of DDS Sports Talk. Going to be talking about something we've never actually talked about tonight. As you can see,
we're live.
Here in the background, we are live from Geodis Park here in Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to be touching on the Nashville SC venue and the team there. We never talked about them before. We're going to talk about their owners and going to get into some NFL free agent news or some, just some rumors maybe that are going around. Everybody better be watching Twitter tonight, according to Parker. We're going to touch on the SEC men's basketball tournament going on here in Nashville. We're also going to talk about some of those MLB rules that we talked about. They found some ways around them. It's going to be interesting. That, and we got some more stuff for you. Newberry, what else we got tonight?
Yeah, man, we're gonna hit the links to some real golf, unlike what we talked about last week with Live.
Yeah,
we're gonna take a sneak peek at Sawgrass, see what's going on there. Talk about the island hole. Could we knock it close?
Mm-hmm.
I think Parker could.
I know
Parker
I
be
could.
Shooting at pins. He said he hadn't hit a golf ball outside in over 3 years.
When we get to it, though, guys, I have personally played TPC Sawgrass from the pro tees that these guys are playing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I can't wait to hear more about it. But first, guys, down below, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for us. Give us a follow and a Rumble on Rumble. Check us out on all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at DDS Sports Talk. You can also check out all the audio versions of these podcasts on your favorite podcasting platform. And I can't talk tonight. Newberry, get us started.
All right. Let's give some props to local team here. Major League Soccer, Nashville SC, NSC, The Music. Some of their nicknames, jokingly. Look, man. Blake and I have never had a chance to visit this, what looks like a fantastic facility. Mr. Parker has. Tell us more about the facility, the stadium, the atmosphere, what it feels like on the grounds.
We went about a week ago for the opening game, for the home opener kickoff. It was a Johnny Cash. It was blackout. Everybody was in black. They had a Johnny Cash flag, for better terms, that was hanging from the top of the stadium. It was rocking. Dude, it is absolutely beautiful. I go to a lot of sporting events. Been at almost every Titans game there is, and this place is spectacular. What I would compare it with, as far as atmospheres go, if you've been to a Nashville Predators game, it's a lot what it feels like, but in an outdoor arena type situation. There is a corner down on the end zone where it's got, the bleacher seats. It's the one little area with the people are probably watching this screaming at me, knowing what it's called, like the cell block, at the Preds game. Down there.
I love that you call it the end zone, too. Is that what they call it? I have no idea.
This is the perfect podcast for people that don't know about soccer, because know just a little bit, enough to get us dangerous. So down in the soccer end zone, they had the flags waving, man. They had the chants. They had the "You suck" chants when they scored a goal. And I'll tell you, man, I love football when they score a touchdown. It's fun, right? But when you're like at a Predators game, and maybe it's because it's so few and far between, when they score that goal, right? It's just electric. It's awesome, dude. And there was a goal right in front of us, and it just like I'm hugging some guy beside me. I don't even know who he is. It was absolutely incredible, and I get tired of seeing this on social media, on local media reports, but that there's not a bad seat in the house. I'll tell you right now, fellas. There's not a bad seat in the house. Just go get the cheap ticket, and you're going to be fine. It doesn't matter where you sit. It is a perfect spot. That right where we're looking at is where the rowdiness really comes from. I can't wait for that to take over the entire stadium.
The north end zone there. I love it, man. I mean, look, every time that I've ever watched soccer on TV, I've always noticed that the soccer fans are for real. Right? They are as fanatic as any of your hardcore fans here in the United States in any other sports. It's nice to know that we have that going on here in Nashville. And my God, I mean, my cousin actually writes for the Nashville Post, and he goes there to cover the games and all that. And I see these pictures he's posting. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to go. Why have I not been yet?
We're lazy.
That's exactly what it is.
I was just sitting on the boat one night on a Friday night watching a game, maybe a few adult beverages. It was like, hey, why don't I go to the game tomorrow? So bought a couple of tickets. The facilities, as far as inside, the bathrooms are incredible. I've never been to a stadium that had bathrooms like this. Like, you walk in and there's a wall of like 100 freaking urinals down it and 30 stalls on the other side. It only became an issue at halftime, but still it moved through it quick.
Yeah.
Their food selection was incredible. I mean, like tacos at one, like not crappy game day tacos, like local company tacos.
Nice.
And even Prince's Hot Chicken was there, and just go on and on and on. I will say beer was incredibly expensive, but that is to be, it is what it is. The other downfall everybody talks about is parking, and I'm here to tell you that is a downfall. Just be prepared. There's a bunch of lower income homes around that area. Hey, and kudos to them, man, because they're making use of those front yards. Just pay the $25 and park right next to the stadium like I did, and just be willing to walk for a little bit. But I can't recommend it enough. It was a blast. I about actually text you guys and be like, hey, do y'all want to go 3-way on season tickets? Like, that's how much fun I had.
Really? Man.
Yeah. I don't know if I should call out Verizon or not, but they could hook me up.
Yeah. Hashtag Verizon. Hook a brother up.
If I need to have a sponsorship table there, I'll set it up.
There you go.
I'll talk about Verizon a little bit.
There you go. But I mean, hey, it's not just the venue though. It is my understanding. Look, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know. I'm not going to bullshit you. I don't know jack shit about soccer, but I know it's exciting. I know that apparently we're pretty good. We're not too bad. Yeah. That's what I understand.
I'm going to teach you about some Nashville SC.
Give it to me.
They were founded on December 2017, officially started MLS play in 2020. They've been shifting conferences. They went from east to west. Now they're back in the Eastern Conference of the MLS this year. Let's touch on the people behind the scenes, the people that have brought the money, that have made this possible. We're talking about the ownership group. Includes billionaires, John Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Roy Parker's. He knows.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Toth, Steve and Jay Turner from Market Street Enterprises, those in and around Nashville. They know what the Gulch is.
Oh,
and
yes.
Those who brought that project together.
Oh, yes.
And made it a reality. And then you get into kind of like the pop stars, the athletes. We have running back Derrick Henry is a part of the ownership group. Hope that he sticks around with the Titans.
Oh, here we go.
We have...
Here we go.
Award-winning actress Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Big-time owner. Multi-accolades. 2021 Forbes named richest actress, making over $400 million.
Whatever.
What about Nashville Preds? Philip Forsberg.
Yeah.
Forsberg is an owner.
I gotta tell you, man, and I don't know how y'all feel about other members of local teams investing in local other local teams, basically. But that, I think that's huge, and it shows the city that, look, I'm in this, right? Obviously, you can own it from anywhere, but for me personally, as a lay fan of it, I'm sitting here and looking. I'm like, wow, this guy's investing in our community. I think that goes a long way to endearing you to these fans.
Hey, and you said Philip Forsberg, he's got speaking of women with a lot of money, he might be married to one with a lot of money to help out that.
Yeah. We even have a part of the ownership group, the billionaire majority owner of the Phoenix Suns. Hope I don't butcher your last name, Justin Bia. And the newest owner, Giannis. He's here. Look at him.
He owns himself a little piece of Nashville.
He brought that $1 million smile. Nashville SC.
Come on, Giannis. Come down here and get you some Prince's hot chicken. That is by the way, my preferred hot chicken when it comes to Nashville hot chicken.
Parker says it abounds. It's there.
It's amazing. You got to go to the original one. Got to go.
It is there. All the food there's. I mean, all of that I had was really good. And the lines were quick, man. It moved. Like it really was an enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
So this stadium and area, they put in over $300 million. It's about a 30,000 seat stadium from what I've read. They're going to use it for concerts.
Mm-hmm.
Did they buy more acreage around it for NASCAR? What did you see in the campus there? I mean, it's the old fairgrounds, right?
It is on the old fairgrounds. Like if you ever went to the Tennessee State Fair, you were standing on where this park is now, and I think they're redoing the racetrack there. They're putting in more parking. The whole area is going to be a party when it gets done, right? There's not a whole lot to do around it right now, but that is all up and coming. Yeah, I can't really say a whole lot enough about it, but I'm trying to think what else I was going to tell you about. I just completely blanked on that. But yeah, 30,000 people. I tell you what else is cool, man. You can see just like, I know I keep talking about the venue, but like you can see the skyline of Nashville from your seats. Like it's just really, really cool. It's covered. You can get, you don't get rained on.
No, look, it's coming right behind us here at the stadium.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if it was at an angle, sure, but it keeps a lot of it off of you. Yeah. And it was relatively, I think our tickets were like $50 a piece.
I mean,
as far as professional games go, I mean, that's,
no, ain't nothing.
Nothing.
Ain't nothing.
You can't get no tickets to Jerry World for that. Tell you that.
What's the sound like, the acoustics? Because they're going to have concerts here. Do you think it's built well for it? Will it hold the music well?
Yo, I think it's going to be just fine because I could actively hear the cheering on that of the far end zone over there, what they were saying. So like, I think it's going to be great at halftime, if whatever we call it, intermission. They had the Cash's kids, grandkids, I forget all their names or whatever, playing because that was his deal, right? That was the game dedicated to him. It sounded great in there. They had a whole little stage built up over to the side. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I know there's already been concerts there. Now I would sign up and go to one. It's pretty easy to get down to. I mean, you don't have to go all the way downtown, but let's say afterwards you wanted to go downtown and hang out. You just pop, you're right there on Thompson, just shoot straight in.
Yeah.
That's what we did. We just drove downtown to a little bit more, popped on the interstate and headed out.
I mean, it just seems to me like it's not that big, intimidating stadium like, Nissan can be for some concerts. It's a little bit more intimate, it looks like.
The parking is difficult. I will say that. If you're trying to, a lot of people out there were bussing in and stuff like this. And I thought, hey, it's our first time here. Let's circle around. Let's see what we can do. And I saw that parking in people's yards. I'm like, man, I'll pay the $20-$25 just to be able to, 5-minute walk instead of, busing us in from whoever knows where, which is I'm afraid where the Titans are going to be heading with theirs.
Maybe that is a whole nother podcast that I'm sure that Matthew Two-Tone Blue Parker will be bringing us more info on.
He's studying up. Don't you worry. We can talk about their roster makeup just a little bit here before we get on. Head coach, 54-year-old gentleman, Mr. Gary Smith from Harlow, England. Mm-hmm. He was a midfielder growing up playing soccer in his days. He actually won the 2010 MLS Cup while managing the Colorado Rapids. He's bringing that juice to Nashville SC.
Yeah, man. It's nice to see that we got a very well-known, well-respected HC head coach. Nice.
2023 roster makeup. Parker seen it live. We've got goalkeeper Mr. Joe Willis. They have some chance for Joe, or were they chanting at the other goalie to F it up?
Hey, Joe did pretty good. He had some good saves in front of us. They were mainly chanting at the other goalie. Oh, yeah. And somebody tell me why. I do not know, but the team, we were playing New York, and the team, I don't know if the guy, he did commit a foul early on or if everybody just hates him. Every time this one particular player for the entire match got the ball, touched it to pass it for 1 second, just boo! across the entire stadium for the entire 90 minutes. It was phenomenal.
They used to do that in Bridgestone with the Nashville Predators when Corey Perry would show up from the Anaheim Ducks. They would give him hell every time he touched the puck, man. That's cool. That's a part of the atmosphere. I love it.
Yeah.
I'll also say you watch it on TV. I did this all the time, and sometimes I feel like the soccer players are just kind of passing it back and forth and standing there, like not a whole lot going on. It translates way different. It's almost again like hockey in person.
Better in person. Yeah,
you can really see the shifts and the movements and how the play is breaking down. And it's not just he's passing it to this defender and then back to this guy just to look for somebody open. You can see it develop a lot better.
Yeah, it sounds to me like you described it very well whenever you say it's kind of like being at Bridgestone, because that really kind of sounds like that is what us,
the atmosphere,
the people that haven't been to one, if we can say it, if you say it's like that, I'd be like, well, I like going to Predators games, so it sounds like I might enjoy being at a Nashville SC game.
Yeah.
So
It does feel like those early days where they're like trying to get you to learn the rules. And, you remember those early, they didn't do this at the game that I went to, but I remember early on going to those Preds games and they passed you out like a brochure with the rules on it.
And,
all and I was trying to, I'm not a soccer expert, but I know the basic rules. And I was trying to explain, it's so funny. I keep coming back to hockey, but I was trying to explain offsides and I was like, okay, wait, trying to go back to hockey. Yeah,
I'm like passed before you can run past the defense.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't really explain it, but I can show it to you when it happens.
Yeah. I'm not going to pretend to know the rules. I just believe you when you tell me there.
Dude, the quickest way that I learned hockey and hockey rules was playing NHL on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
I swear to God. And if I started picking up MLS or soccer, FIFA is what they call it on the PlayStation, I'd learn the soccer rules quick too.
They say that FIFA is next level too.
It's really good. I had an old school one back in the day on PlayStation 3.
I used to play this game quite often in a quick shot at your brother, but for some reason he quit playing and won't play with me anymore.
Whoa!
You just started whipping his ass,
taking them L's.
That's what it is.
A couple of players that I'll mention to both of you. Parker probably saw this. Hanny Mutkar, if I said his name right. Landon Donovan, MLS MVP last year. He had 23 goals, 11 assists. That seems like a impossible amount of goals to me. Because you don't even average, you're not supposed to average a goal a game.
Yeah,
that's a lot of scoring.
Seems like youth league kind of stuff where you're making that many goals in a season. Good grief.
They have
he came off the bench in this game about halfway through the second half, and the crowd just went nuts. I don't know if he was hurt or whatnot, why I didn't start, but they absolutely and he was, when he came out, like, you know how you can watch a basketball game and be like, that guy's better than everybody.
Yeah.
He came out and like, that guy's better than everybody.
Oh, you could see it. How about that?
Yeah.
You could just tell by the way he moved, the played. Yeah.
That's special.
They had someone from the US 2022 FIFA World Cup added to their roster this year. Defenseman Walker Zimmerman. From my research, man, they've got, the feedback is they have a deep roster for Nashville SC, expected to be in that top 4 in the Eastern Conference. And there's no reason that they can't make the playoffs again this year, just like they did last year. So I think expectations are high.
Nice
here in Nashville for our own hometown soccer club.
Well, I could tell you, man, no matter what people want to say, I know everybody calls Nashville small market and all that. Nashville's a sports town.
It's a destination.
I mean, it's not just a destination. It is a freaking experience.
Mm-hmm.
And Nashville SC is now becoming a part of that experience. Yep. Yeah, y'all like that, didn't you?
Just wait till they redo the Titans and all that area is redone. I mean, you could come down here for right now, I'm curious, and maybe they're already doing this, for the Preds and Nashville FC teaming up and like, hey, you get a Saturday ticket for this game and a Sunday ticket for this game. Do a little double header while you're in town.
Why not?
Nice, man. That would be pretty slick.
Hey, Blake and I commit. We are gonna make our way down there.
Do a little vlog. We'll do a little vlog we might take the trio out there and just do a little DDS Nashville SC vlog going on out there. You never know.
But for now, it's time for the DDS crew to do what we do best. We discuss sports, all of them. We're going to go to our 2-minute take.
Every single one of them.
2-minute takes. Today, we are going to start with, again, right here in our back hometown, the men's SEC basketball tournament is live in Nashville, and the action is hot. It's already going on. Bets are being made. The Vols have won.
They have won. They won today, beat Ole Miss, right? And Josiah Jordan James had 20 points, 7
he started
rebounds.
It off with a 3 right off the bat.
Yep. He led them, and that's really what we're kind of been talking about, Parker. Right? Is
who's going to step up?
Who's going to step up in the absence of Zakai Ziegler?
Yeah, you're right. And it got tight there for a minute. It was a 3-point game till they hit that buzzer beater at the halftime to make it a 6-point game. Now they're going to go face Missouri, who beat them earlier in the year, but I think Missouri's a little bit overrated. But guys, you've also got tonight, you got red hot Vandy taking on LSU.
Oh, yeah.
I think that they've won 10 of the last 11. They got to win this game, and then they play Kentucky. If Vandy beats Kentucky, I believe they should be in the tournament. They've already beat Kentucky in Kentucky on senior night and ruined it. This team could win.
We're doing this for you, Coach Stackhouse.
Come on, Stack.
I mean, my Florida Gators already lost in overtime to Mississippi State. We've got a barn burner going on with Arkansas. Auburn. Parker's got his eyes on this game.
Arkansas won, baby.
He says it's over. Give me the money.
It's over. That's the only team I can see beating Alabama on that side of the.
I was about to ask about, is it Alabama, Kentucky? Who are we seeing here as the favorites?
Well, it's Alabama heavily, especially on their side of the bracket, because who are they going to have to play? Missouri? Like, I mean, they don't have to. Exactly. They didn't have a draw. So the other side has got Kentucky, Red Hot Vandy, A&M, Arkansas, who's got 3 possible lottery picks on their team. If they can get it together, they can beat anyone in the country. So it feels like Alabama's penciled into the final, and then who?
Have you been to the stadium when it's set up for basketball ever? Because I haven't.
No, I never have.
The Bridgestone Arena?
No, I thought about going down there today and see if I could snag some cheap tickets and just go into tonight's game. So I just didn't get around to it.
I mean, it's talking about a different atmosphere. I've been for concerts, for wrestling, for hockey, but I've never seen the hardwood basketball.
Well, heck fire, man.
I think Vandy's a
Coach
couple
Stack,
of wins.
man.
They're gonna be right in the thick of things when it comes to Selection Sunday.
And I'm telling you right now, Coach Stack deserves all the praise in the world for pulling all that together. It's been pretty incredible to watch.
It's fun, man. And as we put a bow on this topic about the SEC men's tournament, it's just the beginning, man.
Mm-hmm.
If and when they get this NFL new stadium built, just think of all the things. Parker's mentioned them before. I mean, you
might just be going down the street after you do the SEC.
I mean, could you do
the Final Four?
Could you believe
in Nashville?
Could Nashville like say, "Hey, take a year off Atlanta. We want to do an SEC title game, football." I don't know if that's even legally possible.
Yeah, what if you like alternate football and
a little trade
and basketball?
You know, it was like that though for a year in basketball, and we took it away.
Yeah,
right.
You're right. I'm sure there's a contract with it in football, but hey, what is a brand new? I mean, I know theirs is nice and new as well, but this would be newer. You know, it's tough to not bring it here. And man, y'all said it earlier. It's Nashville. The people that aren't from the Southeast, do they want to go to Nashville and party, or do they want to go to Atlanta and party? And I can tell you what, 9 out of 10 answers.
Nashville. Yeah,
absolutely,
no doubt. All right, we'll put a fresh 2 minutes on the clock, and this time we're going back to Major League Baseball. Blake has found some interesting videos. They're adjusting to the new rules in a big way.
Yes, they are. Let's see. Which one do we want to start with?
Let's go with the pitch clock.
Let's go with the pitch clock here. Max Scherzer has found himself a way to just absolutely stick it right up everybody's behind when it comes to the pitch clock. So pay attention here. He has already come set Look at the pitch clock up here in the left-hand corner. It's at 13 already. Batters in the box. Here we go.
Gamesmanship and upsetting the hitter's rhythm and upsetting your own tempo.
Well, I think, though, that it's March 3rd.
Oh, no, I like
Charles
trying.
timeout.
This is the time to
And
experiment.
look, he's
I'm
already
sure
coming
when we
back
get
set.
to
Now
March
the batter
30th
can only
and
call
opening day,
one timeout
we will
per
have
at
figured
bat.
out what works
And look
what
here,
doesn't.
Scherzer's already ready to throw.
Right.
He knows his pitch.
No, 100%. It's just
Get in the box.
And he is going to throw it as soon as he puts his other foot in there and blows gas right by him.
gamesmanship and upsetting.
It is pretty incredible, Parker, to me. This is just, it's led to the most amazing gamesmanship between pitchers and hitters now. They've created more of a mess, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, y'all know I know nothing about baseball, and this is the first time I've seen this. It's kind of like a douchebag move to me.
It is, but I mean, if you're a pitcher, it's like, I mean, it's within the scope of the rules.
But just naturally, we like douchebags. We like
Exactly.
a-holes.
I mean,
Come
Scherzer is kind of known as a absolute douchebag.
on.
But dude, he still throws 96, 97. So I mean, he's just gonna pick on folks. Let's see. Let's go to
Let's see
we
about
got
the
some more.
shift.
Don't worry, folks. There's more. Let's see here. Let's talk about the shift. So a lot of talk about the shift going away. Or did it?
Well,
Newberry.
It looks like it didn't. But
All
look,
right.
you've got the 4 infielders in the dirt.
Yep. One,
Two
count
on the
here.
left
1,
of the
2,
bag.
3, 4.
2 on the right of the
2
bag.
on the left, 2 on the right.
That looks fair.
Now look here. We have our left fielder.
Uh-oh.
Oh, where did left?
Oh.
Oh, he moved to center.
Oh,
Now the center.
Oh.
Oh, now this is where they used to play
The second,
the second
baseman.
baseman. So all they've done
Moving out.
is they've just moved an outfielder. They've just found a way around it. I mean, and look, honestly, I'm okay with this.
Oh God.
Personally, I mean, you're not going to be able to tell outfielders that they can't shift. I mean, you just can't do
It
that.
does say right here.
I mean, if you're going to be drawing
You'll draw
lines,
3 boxes.
be
in the
like,
outfield.
you can't go outside these lines, guys.
like the coach's
I mean,
box. They
come
never
on.
stay in those either.
Come on, yeah, really. It's just a joke at this point. I think that the shift stuff, on the infield, I'm okay with. That's fine. I thought it was a little ridiculous, some of the stuff people were doing. But the pitch clock stuff, I just love watching that fail because it is just absolutely blowing up in their face. And I love it. I absolutely love it.
This always happens in every sport when they try to change rules, right? It was like a couple of years ago for that 1 year where they wanted to review pass interference calls for the NFL, and they're like, nope, get back on that.
I do think this will lead. I do think this will lead to faster games. I don't think they're going to do that Scherzer dick move every time.
I mean, you say that,
come
but
I think it'll be faster games. That's what the fans want. Action. They don't want to be sitting around getting burnt by the summer sun with nothing happening.
I don't know. I mean, look, if nothing else, it makes for some pretty interesting and slightly comedic stuff coming out of baseball.
It is funny.
Yeah,
They're playing chess. On the
they
baseball
really
diamond.
are. I mean, and there's all kinds of stuff. You couldn't see it there, but like Scherzer has this like electronic thing on his wrist. He's calling his own pitches.
Okay.
He's pushing a button in between every pitch and telling his catcher what he's calling.
Technology.
Absolutely.
You want to go to the golf course?
Let's do it.
Let's go 2 minutes for golf. This weekend, we have TPC Sawgrass. Parker's already mentioned he's played from the tips. Tell us more.
If you were to reset golf today and said, all right, we're going to pick out the new majors, this would be the third one picked. Like this is a incredibly popular course. It's one of the best finishes in all of golf. I know a lot of people think 17, you're looking at it right there, is gimmicky. And let me tell you, folks, it is. And if you're not a head case, you're going to screw it up because that thing for us is a wedge. So if you watch one of these pros get up there and they hit it into the water, just know it's between the ears. This is not about the game. This is not about their swing. This is just absolute. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I love 16. 18, I think, is one of the hardest holes in golf. It's such a great finish, and everybody other than the live players, because this is a PGA Tour sanctioned event,
Yep.
and they are not allowed to play there.
Nope.
And it is, you know what? You know who misses them? Nobody.
Duh.
Yeah, exactly. Parker with the shot there. But you're right. I mean, on any other day for these guys, this right here is just a little flip gap wedge or pitching wedge or whatever wedge you want to throw in there. It's just nothing. And I mean, you get out there in front of all these people with all this money on the line, they start tucking these pins back there in the corners instead of putting it nice and fat out there in the middle of the green like they did in this picture. You know, Pete Dye was a master of setting up stuff like this. I've played a couple other Pete Dye courses, and they're all like this. They really are. You know, he loves all this bulkheading here by the greens, and he makes beautiful golf courses. And this one obviously is one of them.
Yeah. Quickly, who are some of the favorites this week?
Right now, Colin Morikawa probably would be. He shot 7 under. Playing really well. There's some other people at the top of the leaderboard here that probably are going to fall back a little bit. So Morikawa is going to be the big name that you have there. Spieth is playing well. Jason Day is playing well. Hey, everybody knows about the stadium course, fellas. There's one right next door. It's TPC. It's the Valley course. There's a 268-yard par 3 on that course.
Par 3.
Oh,
they're like, what are you hitting? I'm like, driver.
Yeah. What is it like? Marion that has like a 290-yard par 3 or something.
What do you
like
do
that?
with that? What do you
It's
do
like,
with that?
Man, everybody's hitting a driver at that point.
Oh God,
It's beautiful. It's so much fun to watch.
a little Jacksonville, Florida, TPC soccer.
There you go. There you go. It's the only good thing in Jacksonville, Florida.
That's so great.
Yeah, we'll move on. You can put 2 minutes back on the clock if you wish. We're going to talk about some of the top NFL free agents now that all the little money's been handed out. The franchise tags have been handed out. Who's left, Parker? Who stands out?
Well, my computer just freaked out, but the number one, if you wanted to give it to him, is going to be Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
I mean, technically, right? That's the big guy. If we want to go down, trying to think now, if we look at wide receivers, Jacoby Myers is going to be the big one. The number 2 one might be your boy DJ Chark, who I think has a good chance of coming to Nashville. You've also got running backs Jamal Williams. Hold on, let me get my list back up here. My computer did something weird.
DJ Chark, he's not a slot guy. If you're going to sign him, you're going to have to put him out on the perimeter, on the outside.
Oh yeah, he's a speed guy. Well, here I got my list back. Lamar Jackson. You got as far as quarterbacks, you got Jimmy G out there. You've got Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, Andy Dalton, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Jameis, Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, there's actually names of people out there. These aren't nobodies. I'm not saying they're any good, but they're decent players. Even Tyler Heineke's still there. And, Jimmy G's rumored to go to Raiders. Who knows? Oh, here we go. Odell Beckham Jr. as a wide receiver. And I believe this week he is having a workout in Arizona for NFL teams to show that he's still got it.
I saw Playoff Lenny was released by the Bucks.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. I mean, running backs are a dime a dozen. I don't know. He's going to have to take way less money because you can just draft one in the 6th round and be just fine.
Yeah.
Well, this year especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I just never saw the appeal of Leonard Fournette. I just never did. I never knew why they kept him around.
I mean,
they could have done. I just feel like you said, they could have just drafted somebody, and he might have automatically just been better. I don't know.
This year there's a super deep running back draft class. On top of that, the other free agencies: Miles Sanders, Rashad Penny, Jamal Williams, David Montgomery, Deontay Foreman, Devin Singletary, Damian Harris, and Kareem Hunt. I mean, it is loaded out there.
Any offensive linemen? The local team, the Titans, are looking for help there.
I don't think anyone needs anyone here. We just got our boy. Never mind. Orlando Brown is out there. McGlinchey is really rumored to be here. Of course, you got Taylor Lewan, who's dropping hints on Twitter that he's going to Kansas City. Who knows?
Yeah, what's up with that? I saw that he gave it the googly eyes.
Well, he just saw that Orlando Brown wasn't retained. He's like, hey, I'll go play for the Super Bowl champs. I think he's in love with Kansas City more than Kansas City is with him.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I still don't know if Taylor Lewan's really going to play football again.
Okay.
I'm just not convinced.
And, we've got Nate Davis out there, who I think the Titans probably should re-sign as well for an interior offensive line.
I mean, we could use something.
The NFL,
It would be
NFL
something.
keeps us busy all year round.
Yes, it
on
does.
this podcast, but we will soon take a break. We'll tell you more about that as the pods go. Anything else? Any other topics that we need to touch on before we close this week's DDS?
I don't have a ton. Look, we're kind of getting into the point of the year where baseball's trying to take off. Obviously, MLS soccer's getting going. Hockey's getting going. Some of these other sports are starting to get going. Like you said, we're probably going to take a break here at some point, but we're going to have a lot still to talk about along the way. Be on the lookout for all that stuff.
I am just sitting here looking through Twitter to make sure I didn't miss anything. And speaking of the Aaron Rodgers news, there's a report out now. I don't get a sense of a lot of high picks will be involved. I heard of a second and change. That's from somebody. So just who knows? We're on Rodgers watch.
Come on. You want to be like Brett? Be like Brett. Go to the jet.
Yeah, right. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure. I believe it all when I see it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm more interested to see where Lamar ends up, personally. But
Baltimore.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think he's messed himself up without having an agent.
According to Parker, this guy right here is messed him up.
No, not again.
It's this guy right here, the worst person in the NFL.
From Cleveland, Ohio, Deshaun Watson not getting massages this offseason.
No, he is not.
Listen.
No, wait, we got our live with
we have a live Cleveland fan back with us.
Oh, look who's
not only do they give out the worst contract ever, he sucks. And look how sad he is. It's awful. It's so bad to be a Cleveland fan, y'all. And he really did. And all the owners, I don't care what anybody says, all the owners of these like 6 teams with the Falcons and nobody cares about Washington, but of all these teams that could sign on Detroit, they got together and they said, look, guys, this ends now. This 5-year guarantee is done. If you want a guarantee, that's fine. Go see Kirk Cousins for 3 years. We'll do that. We're not doing this 5-year stuff. Hey, unrestricted. Why do you think when they came out and said, hey, we're going to do the non-exclusive tag on them, about 15 teams immediately came out and said, oh, no, we're not interested. We're not interested. It's because the owners know this is a dangerous road for them, and they want to reset the market.
We knew we'd have at least one.
Not 1 week can go by.
He may have another one loaded.
You never know.
Take a sip of water for his final thoughts.
Took a sip of gasoline there, but guys, really appreciate you joining us again on a wonderful episode of DDS Sports Talk. Go ahead on your way out, hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Give us a follow and a Rumble on Rumble. Follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at DDS Sports Talk. There we go. You can also download all the audio versions of these podcasts on your favorite podcasting platform. Newberry, your favorite part of the show. It's time for final thoughts.
Yep. This past Monday, the NFL reinstated Jaguars receiver Calvin Ridley after violating the NFL's league gambling policy. Bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. He was traded for, and the Jags gave up like a 5th round pick, a conditional 4th for 2024 to the Atlanta Falcons back on November 1st. But one of the issues that I'll be watching in the offseason is this gentleman has not played a snap of football since October 24th, 2021. If he can get right and play well, I'm going to be in love with it.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. That it kind of worries me a little bit if Calvin Ridley does get right. I was a free Calvin guy all the way for sure, but he still has to put it out on the field.
If it does get right, that 4th turns either into a 2 or a 1 if they re-sign him. I forget which one. Because if he makes the roster, I think it goes to a 3rd. I can't. It's been so long, it's hard to remember. But you're right, man. 2 years. We sat here and said it with Deshaun. Like, I don't know. Does 2 years translate better for a receiver? I don't know. Gentlemen, I have a final thought that I sat here and talked about a couple of weeks ago that I thought might happen in the 3rd or 4th round, but I'm here to tell you right now, go lock it in, go bet on it. Hendon Hooker is going in the 1st round.
Oh no!
I'm telling you, I don't care. They're falling in love with these people. Let's say these top 4 guys go real high. Let's say all of a sudden you look at, I don't know, pick number, let's say 18. Let's say Detroit wants to get something moving for next year with behind Goff. Like, who you want to have at that level? Let's go to 19. Tampa Bay. You want Kyle Trask or do you want Hendon Hooker? Let's go to pick 20. Seattle. Yeah, I know there's first side Geno for 2 years. You sit this guy that was very similar behind him for a year or two. Let's go to Baltimore. Let's say Atlanta makes a huge offer and Baltimore needs a guy. We could go down and down this list. I'm just telling you, there were GMs asked at the combine, hey, starting tomorrow, other than Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, who would you want your quarterback if your life depended on it?
You said
Hendon Hooker.
Will Levis?
No, it wasn't Phil. It wasn't Will Levis. So I started about going Phil Levis. That feels like a better name.
Oh, Phil.
Oh, Phil. That Phil Levis. Well, Hendon Hooker.
Phil.
And also, guys, if you go in that 1st round, there's that 5th-year option, which is massive for quarterbacks. So if you're looking at Hendon Hooker in the mid,
especially for an injured one, he gets a free year. Boom.
Exactly. Let him sit behind somebody. He's sitting there. You're going to take him at 38, 40, whatever. Man, what's another extra 8 spots for another year of cheap quarterbacking?
And then, the problem, which is not a problem for Mr. Hooker. As you get down lower in the draft, you're going to a better team in a better situation.
Yep.
It might just work out perfectly for Mr. Hooker.
It really could. Hendo Cinco all the way, buddy. I'm rooting for him for sure. Guys, y'all are going to get tired of us talking about this, but I'm telling you right now, everybody needs to go check out season 1 because guess what? Season 2 is being recorded right now. A full swing on Netflix right now. That's all I got for this week, guys. I'm just telling you, got to go see Full Swing on Netflix because you need to see season 2. I have a feeling it's going to get spicy this season. But, gentlemen.
Yeah.
As always.
No, come on.
It's two-tone blue
and black.
all the way. You guys be.